was the most one-sided line of scrimmage Super Bowl I've ever seen. You know, this was about the quarterback having to play faster than he wanted to. This was about the offense having to play faster than the play was set up for it to be. And that's because this defensive line was absolutely dominant and the coverage matched it. And as a quarterback, when you have to play faster than you want to, or you have to play faster than, like, everyone's saying, well, why isn't Patrick Mahomes getting the ball out? Because the receivers are like 3 yards downfield. The play hasn't developed yet, you know? And so this was about Todd Bowles realizing he didn't have to get too creative, but he couldn't be lazy either. That was the most impressive thing from the defense, was he knew his front four was going to be dominant, but he didn't just go, hey, guys, line up and go win the game. He moved guys around. He put Vita Vea at defensive end and Jason Pierre-Paul at tackle and rushed some of those weaknesses of the offensive line. But Patrick Mahomes looked human, and it was the first time I've ever seen it.
All right, Domonique, let's talk about this defense, because we knew the Buccaneers had a good defense. We talked about them all year. That's a good defense, but they're not the 85 Bears. But the last 3 games, to a point Dan made earlier, they shut down Drew Brees. They made life miserable for Aaron Rodgers, and they dominated Patrick Mahomes. How did they do this?
Yeah, in those other 2 games, it was a lot of scheming, I think, by Todd Bowles. In this game, it didn't feel like as much scheming. They were playing some really heavy and deep coverages and zones, but what I was most impressed by was their D-line's ability to contain Patrick Mahomes and their secondary's ability to cover deep, because the Chiefs' offense is very well designed, but also when plays break down, that's when they're at their most dangerous. When the plays broke down yesterday, it felt like the defensive line were still getting to Patrick Mahomes, not letting him have as much time as he wanted. And when he would throw it downfield, people would seem like they were open, but by the time the ball got there were 2 and 3 guys diving in front of the receiver. So it was a really impressive athletic performance and confident performance. 9 points for this offense. I couldn't have imagined that before that happened last night. It was not something that I thought was in the realm of possibility. I could see the Chiefs potentially losing, but 9 points and no touchdowns, that's not just Todd Bowles. Right. That's just the talent that they have out there.
RC, talk about it. What did they do? What did you see from that defense last night?
Remember we talked about this last week, though, when I was talking about the rosters, and I said, listen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a better roster, and it was mostly because of the defense. We knew that top-heavy, the Kansas City Chiefs were top-heavy offensively with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce, but I thought defensively that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were just so much better than the Kansas City Chiefs were. And when you listen to Devin White talk after the game, that's a dude who believes what he's saying. And remember, he mentioned Todd Bowles against the New Orleans Saints as well. This does not happen without that Week 12 matchup. If these teams don't see each other that week, if Todd Bowles isn't humbled a little bit, if this defense isn't a little upset about what happened that day, I don't think that Todd Bowles makes the changes that he made to play the cover 2, to disguise more, to disguise the blitz and fall back into the zone, the way that they played the scramble drill. Those things don't happen if you don't see the Kansas City Chiefs one time before this. And when you think about Todd Bowles, when you think about the adjustments, one person you look at is Carlton Davis. Carlton Davis shadowed Tyreek Hill. They made Tyreek Hill a team problem, not a Carlton Davis problem. And once they did that, the entire game changed.
And super quick, Dan, and we'll have more time to talk about this. Go ahead, Dan. Finish up.
Yeah, hitting on RC. You know how many times Tyreek Hill was played one-on-one in coverage? 0 the whole game. Now go back to Week 12. We could wrap this game up simply like this, Greeny. When you own the line of scrimmage, you own the football game. And Tampa Bay owned both lines of scrimmage. Y'all remember like 6, 7, 8 weeks ago when Bruce Arians got up after a game and said, we can do whatever the heck we want to, and we all were like, you watch the same game as us? They did whatever they wanted last night, and that's because they owned the line of scrimmage.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.